Problem. Good morning, everyone, trustees, staff, and visitors. Chancellor, I'd like to call to order the December 15th, 2020 Board of Trustees meeting. And I'm very happy to invite our own trustee, Jimmy Chambers, who will bring our invocation this morning. Trustee Chambers.
Yes, ma'am. Dear gracious eternal God, I come to you as humble as I can, and I ask you for continuing guidance and coverance of everyone. I pray that you continue to guide us all to be effective leaders for ECSU. Thank you for life, health, and strength. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Trustee Chambers. And Secretary Sanders, would you please, I'm sorry, Secretary Trustee Stephanie Johnson, would you please do the roll call?
Yes, as ECSU Board of Trustees record of attendance, December 15, 2020, the roll call, Harold Bonds, Phyllis Bosenworth,
Present.
Kim Brown,
Present.
Lynn Bunch,
Present.
Andy Culpepper,
Present.
Jimmy Chambers,
Present.
Christine Evans, Jan King Robinson,
Present.
Tracy Swain, Paul Tyne,
Present.
and Kenneth Wilkins.
Present.
Did Harold Bonds come on?
He's not going to be with us this morning.
Okay, he's not going to be with us. There
Right.
were two other names. Tracy Swain, is he going to be with us?
I don't know that for sure. Gwen, are you there?
He indicated that he may or may not, so he's
Okay.
certain about today.
And Christy Evans?
I did not hear from Trustee Evans.
She probably will be on soon. That is the roll call. Back to
Thank you.
Trustee Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. All righty. Okay, so as Chair of the Board of Trustees, I want to remind everyone that we will be conducting today's meeting pursuant to the new amendments to the Open Meetings Act that apply during states of emergency. The amendments were signed into law and allow for public bodies to meet via electronic means. The new law does require, however, that we take all votes via roll call, which we will do today. Additionally, pursuant to the amendments to the law, all chats, instant messages, texts, or other written communications between members of the board regarding the transaction of the public business during the remote meeting are deemed a public record. Finally, I will ask all board members and participating staff to please identify yourself before participating in deliberations, including making motions, proposing amendments, and raising points of order. As chair of the ECSU Board of Trustees, it is my responsibility to remind all members of the board of their duty under the State Government Ethics Act to avoid conflicts of interest and appearances of conflict of interest as required by this act. Each member has received the agenda and related information for the Board of Trustees committee meeting. If any board member knows of any conflict of interest or appearance of conflict with respect to any matter coming before the Board of Trustees at this meeting, the conflict or appearance of conflict should be identified at this time. Hearing none, I am calling for approval of the minutes of September 22nd, 2020.
Kenneth Wilkins moved. So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Wilkins. May I have a second?
Trustee Johnson, second.
Thank you, Trustee. And may I have roll call for the vote?
Roll call for the vote of the minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Harold Barnes is not with us. Trustee Phyllis Bosenworth.
Yes.
Trustee Kim Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Lynn Bunch.
Yes.
Trustee Andy Culpepper.
Yes.
Trustee Jimmy Chambers.
Yes.
Trustee Christine Evans.
Yes.
Trustee Stephanie Johnson offered the second. Trustee Jan King Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Swain is not with us. Trustee Paul Tyne.
Yes.
And Trustee Kenneth Wilkins offered the motion. The minutes are approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we get to our special recognition, I would like to take a moment and just acknowledge two of the Chancellor's executive team members. First, I would like to just say A.D. Bright. It was brought to my attention recently, and we are very sorry to hear, but wanted to acknowledge your loss, the loss of your mother and your father-in-law. So please know that our heartfelt feelings and prayers continue to go out to you and your beloved family. Just wanted to recognize that.
Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate everything. Thank you.
Certainly. And also, we learned yesterday that our very own VC Brown got his doctorate degree. So we're always very delighted to recognize those accomplishments and to say, welcome, Dr. Brown, to that esteemed group of folks who I know it was very well deserved, and we're delighted that you were able to attain that recognition. And so now we're going to move to a special recognition for another member of our Chancellor's executive team. And this is for our own Dr. Althea Riddick. Is Dr. Riddick in the house today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can we see you? There you are.
Good. There I am. I'm here.
There you are.
It's a little early. It's a little early for retired people.
It is. Look at you, girl. You're freshly retired. Wait a minute. We're so delighted that you're here with us this morning. On behalf of the board, we really just wanted to take a moment to recognize your time served as a Viking, as a Dolphin, in higher education. For those of us who've been with you since, I guess I've been on the board for almost 8 years, and I think your time at ECSU, we have watched you go through a number of chancellors, serve on a team. But personally, you and I have been sewn together since back 20 some odd years ago when we first tried to get our first articulation agreement between the School of Business and COA. And so who would have thunk that all the years later that you would come forward and get those articulation agreements, when the time was right. And so we've traveled together. I've personally witnessed a number of the things that you have done in the larger community as well as both of our schools. But this morning, we just wanted to take the opportunity to recognize some of your achievements here at ECSU. You led the efforts to establish the co-admission agreements with community colleges. As the Associate Vice Chancellor for Enrollment Management, you led the university to a 19% increase in enrollment, including the then largest class in 5 years. No small feat for those of us who witnessed what we had gone through with our different chancellors. Working tirelessly to put in place a process for awarding certificates. Under your leadership, we have our very first certificate program, which is emergency management. And look at the times. I mean, the timing of that in terms of what's happened. This is nothing but grace of God that ECSU was at the forefront once again. And your commitment to veteran affairs led to the signing of a memorandum of agreement with the U.S. Coast Guard, relocation of the Military and Veteran Affairs Center to increase visibility, national recognition of ECSU as a military-friendly school, military-friendly spouse school, and best for vets colleges. And I know that is near and dear to your heart, and you continue to advocate for the military in your new responsibilities as a commissioner of Gates County. And I learned, trustees and staff and friends, that Dr. Riddick is now the chair of the board of the commission, of the Gates County Commission. So she presses on, and we have been the recipient of your pressing on. And I think it's important to note that that pressing on also occurred during a time that was very difficult for us as a university, but also difficult as a person. Dr. Riddick lost her husband. She fought the battle of cancer, and she is a cancer survivor. In the midst of all that was going on with our university, this Viking continued to fight for all Vikings. And for that, this board wants to recognize you for all you did, all you've done, and all you continue to do, because I know you have the heart to continue to be a very active Viking. And we are grateful for you for all that you've brought to this community. And we thank you, Dr. Riddick. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, we're snapping and clapping. You might not hear us. But the board was able to get a small token of our appreciation so that every time she looks at our little gift, she'll think of us fondly and remember that we're standing with her, and we'll be calling on you as we hope you'll call on us as we continue this fight together.
I appreciate the gift. I'm going to take some pictures and send them to Miss Sanders so she can disseminate them so you can see a beautiful piece of pottery, a bowl. It is lovely. It touched my heart when I received it, and I'm grateful for the opportunity in higher education. And I just want to read the card that came with this bowl because I'm going to keep this along with other mementos that I have. It states, "Dear Dr. Riddick, we thank you for years of dedication and success in providing both greater access and enrichment in the lives of a generation of dolphins and Vikings. We congratulate you on your retirement from higher education and wish you all the very best as you continue your brilliant life of service to others. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you and your beloved family. With love, gratitude, and Viking pride, the ECSU Board of Trustees." The only thing I ask is that the ECSU continue to take care of the students. Students have always been my focus. And to show my appreciation to all that has been done for me and help with me, I will be meeting with one of the developers and the development officers in advancement. And I'm going to endow a scholarship in my name for a transfer student from COA to ECSU. That's the least I can do, is put money where my mouth is. So I pray that you will continue to take care of the students. I will do the same. As chair of the board of Gates County Commissioners, I will always be an advocate for College of the Albemarle and Elizabeth City State University. Make no doubt, if you need me, just call me.
Thank you, Dr. Riddick. And you're setting up that fund from COA to ECSU just is a brilliant, again, act of great grace to continue your legacy. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful, blessed day. You're welcome to stay on, but we know you're retired, so enjoy your day.
I never thought that I would end my career as a host on Hollywood Squares. So
there you go. You never know.
So I'm going to get out of my Zoom outfit and go do what retired people do and help run the county of Gates County.
Thank you so much. You too.
Take
now.
care.
All right. Bye-bye. All righty. Thank you. Okay, so now we go to our consent agenda. And on that agenda, we have approval of the FY21 general fund budget, approval of the FY22 tuition and fees, our EC Airport hangar lease, and UAS facility project. May I have a motion for approval of that agenda?
Move to approve, Lynn Bunch.
May I have a second?
Second, all time.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, we'll ask for a roll call.
Okay, roll call for the consent agenda. Harold Barnes is not with us. Phyllis Bosworth, Trustee Bosworth.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Bunch made the motion. Trustee Culpepper.
Yes.
Trustee Chambers.
Yes.
Trustee Evans.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Swain is not with us. And Trustee Tyne offered the second. Trustee Wilkins.
Yes.
Okay, the consent agenda stands approved.
Thank you. We're moving on to the Board of Trustees of Endowment Committee report. During that committee meeting yesterday, Vice Chancellor McClinton provided a brief summary on the endowment report. Since the inception of investing with First Citizens, the performance overview is 5.83% for the ECSU Foundation and 7.83% for the ECSU Endowment. The portfolio has recovered from the loss during COVID-19 and continues to perform well. This concludes the report for the Board of Trustees of the Endowment Committee. Is there any discussion? Any comments? Hearing none, that concludes the committee report and time. We will move on to the Committee on Academic Excellence and Strategic Growth. Trustee Lynn Bunch.
Thank you. The academic excellence and strategic growth had no action items. As information, the committee received an update on the SAC-COC reaffirmation timeline. The due date for the focus report and QEP is February 1st, with the virtual on-site visit scheduled from March the 15th through 18th, 2021. Provost Ward provided updates concerning spring 2021 courses, with 53% being face-to-face and 47% being online. In the fall semester, the following accreditation reports were submitted and on-site visits held virtually for Abby in Aviation Science, AACSB for Business Administration, Accounting, and Sports Management, and ABIT for Engineering Technology. Provost Ward provided information regarding the co-admission agreement with Vance Granville Community College, along with ECSU's continuing partnership with College of the Albemarle and Pitt Community College. A video regarding the collaboration with Wake Tech Community College, centering around ECSU's emergency management and unmanned aircraft system programs, was also shared. An update was provided regarding the $1 million COVID-19 mitigation grant, the 11 counties that have been served in the area to date, and how the project is being used to promote interdisciplinary collaborations on campus. Provost Ward also highlighted several on-campus and virtual student engagement events that were offered this semester. Enrollment data for spring 2021 and fall 2021 was provided and showed increases in both applications and confirmations. Information on ECSU's inclusion in the Common College Black application, as well as the winter open house, was also included. Lastly, a video documenting the fall 2020 semester was shown. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, trustee. All righty. We are going to move now to the Committee on Student Excellence.
Good morning. During the Committee on Student Excellence, we received informational updates from Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, the newly conferred Dr. Gary Brown, our Athletics Director, Mr. George Bright, and Student Government Association President, Mr. Jimmy Chambers. Under the Student Affairs update, we had 4 different divisions of the presentation: Fall 2020 highlights, which included how many hours of counseling services, 63 confirmed COVID cases from July to November 20th, 1,070 COVID tests administered. Our residential life had an 80% occupancy for fall 2020, and VC Brown shared a video that allowed us to see students' feedback related to the semester and the challenges of COVID. He also informed us about GAP, a workforce development initiative funded by the Golden Leaf Foundation, and our voter engagement activities. He also gave us an update on the 2020 through 2025 strategic plan, year 1 progress. He broke out several initiatives and gave us data on virtual events sponsored. We had just under 5,000 students participating in events since August, which is exceptional. He has been awarded almost just under $193,000 in grants since August 2020. The Alumni Career Development Critical Conversations Hosting Alumni held a virtual career fair, which is really difficult during these seasons. Implemented a campus climate survey and exceeded the goal by 7.4% for a total of 537 respondents. He also briefed us on our COVID preparedness for spring and the move-in schedule for January 14 through 18, and how that will require a negative test prior to being able to move into our resident halls. And then he introduced us to new hires, Project GAP, hired a director, 2 job coaches, And the Governor's Crime Commission hired a prevention and awareness coordinator and a victim advocate. Under Department of Athletics, our AD introduced us to several new hires, an associate director of athletics for compliance and a faculty athletics representative. He informed us, and I'm sure we will be updated today, that the CIAA has delayed the start of all winter sports seasons, which includes men's and women's basketball, track, and bowling, and gave us as well game management details related to COVID. Under the strategic plan, he informed us that there were several initiatives that were delayed because of lack of ability to implement because of COVID. He also gave us photographs or shared photographs about the development of facilities, improvement plans that included project prioritization, capital and operating budgets, fundraising plans, efforts to respond to mental health for our athletes, which was just great to hear, and providing tips and tools for mental health and wellness. And then student highlights. We were blessed to be introduced to 2 international tennis students and one football player to hear their story of their journey to get to Elizabeth City State University. And we celebrated the nomination of one of our own alumni, Johnny Walton, has been nominated and named a Black College Football Hall of Fame finalist. And then finally, we were able to see photographs of the reimagined Roebuck Stadium. And then finally, SGA President Jimmy Chambers provided updates for this semester. His highlights were voter engagement, wellness day, deliberating the pass-fail options, improving safety measures on campus, participating in the advocacy week, and working to implement a system where students could submit their own maintenance requests. He also shared photographs of various events that took place on campus, to include the March to the Poll, Black Voters Matter initiative, hosting Chief Judge Beasley, and also gave us input on tuition and fees meeting in the student forum. This concludes, Madam Chairperson, my report for Committee on Student Excellence.
Thank you so much, Trustee Brown. And we will have our committee report on operational excellence provided by Trustee Phyllis Bosworth in Trustee Barnes' absence.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ken.
Excuse me. During the Committee on Operational Excellence, we received information and progress on the following items. Vice Chancellor Goodson reported that Anyal Bola, the new Director of Design and Construction, reached out to colleagues at ECU to introduce building standards for ECSU, and Mrs. Bola is spearheading this effort. In addition, the following updates were provided. The 800-ton chiller. Bids were received and came under anticipated budget. This provides good news as funding will be allocated to other renovations. Superior Mechanical was the low bidder, and we have submitted bids for contract release to SCO. Upon release, construction will start in the summer of 2021. Concerning the Bedell Cafeteria, this project is complete. All underground water lines and gas lines have been replaced. Hurricane Dorian repairs. The JKF Architecture on-site investigating roofs for repairing and will be submitting designs for SCO approval in the spring, so construction will begin the summer of 2021. Concerning Bias Hall, slight owner requested delay with Bias roof assessment. ECSU Foundation generously provided assistance in getting a new roof for Bias Hall. This slight delay will not affect the April 2021 opening of Bias. The foundation has been thanked for their support. Concerning Moore Hall, GR Little, proceeding on schedule for Moore Hall as furniture has been ordered and the date of completion is February the 15th. GR Little is proceeding on schedule as furniture is being ordered and the date of the completion is also February the 15th. Vice Chancellor Goodson provided informational facilities update as follows. The HVAC upgrades focused on preferred alternate process to contract with trains so work can be done faster. Williams Hall, outside columns have been painted. Johnson Hall, 90% completed in upgrades such as interior and exterior painting. Jenkins Complex, lab floors were started over the weekend and the bathroom upgrades will provide a better user experience. Trigg Hall, water intrusion replacement was done and interior repairs are underway. Conversations with Historical Commission to replace the roof for the longer life. Roebuck Track, the track surface and new fencing has been added to accompany the new football field. Fine Arts, resurfacing of the stage with black coated flooring, carpet repair, and the new flooring on the front of the stage, in addition to the second floor carpet replacement, has all been completed. A 6-year capital plan that focuses on things that cannot be seen is being discussed. Backup generators, electrical and mechanical upgrading, and campus main switch will sustain the university for the long term. Excuse me. Collaborative discussion with UNCG to start seeking information on how firms were selected to formulate their master plans and how cost effective it could be. More information will be provided during the March meeting. The committee approved the following action items: a hangar lease at EC Regional Airport for $1,500 a month, the UAS design approval to move forward as funding becomes available. The Department of Information Technology updates, CIO Suresh Marangan reported that DIT updates were policy manual and codes on chapter 1400.1, 1400.2, and 1400.3. 1400.1, IT governance ensures policy is aligned with the university's strategic plan. DIT is implementing an IT governance committee for ECSU. 1402, information security ensures the security on infrastructure and being up to par with industry standards and framework. And 1400.3, user identity and access, Chrissy Dillard spearheaded the completion of the DUO two-factor authentication deployment. This system has been implemented. In addition, it was reported that the cybersecurity breach ECSU experienced has been taken care of, and all system upgrades and maintenance upgrades were being done continuously. Carbon Black, a 24/7 monitor for malware and ransomware, was being considered. Communications and marketing updates. Michelle Ball, Executive Director for Strategic Communications, reported that advertising, videos, social media, website, and ECSU news encompasses billboards throughout North Carolina, print advertising and higher education publications, and tourism brochures. Social media and paid ad campaigns for events such as open houses, orientations, and key deadlines generate engagement opportunities for ECSU to reach audiences that otherwise would not seek information from the website. There were 280 landing page reviews to ECSU that these avenues generated. Website banners promote all achievements and events to show points of pride and profiles of freshmen. ECSU wants to be able to tell the ECSU story, and these are what communications and marketing strives to continue to help with recruitment and brand recognition. That concludes the report for the Committee of Operational Excellence. Chair?
Thank you, Trustee. Thank you, Trustee Bosworth.
I have one observation.
Yes, sir.
I think that on all our committees, that we should, when motions are made, we should make that part of the record who made motions.
Okay, so noted.
That's
all right.
That's normal.
Okay, Gwen, did you hear that recommendation?
Sure did.
Okay, I don't think we need a motion for that, do we?
No.
I think that's
part of the record.
on the record. I think we can accommodate that. Thank you, Trustee Wilkins. All righty. We're ready now to move on to Committee on Finance, Audit, and University Advancement report. Trustee Culpepper.
During the Committee on Finance, Audit, and University Advancement, the committee received updates from Finance, Internal Audit, and University Advancement. Vice Chancellor for Business and Finance, Lisa McClintock, introduced Budget Director Robert Thibault, who presented 2 action items: approval of the proposed fiscal year 21 general fund budget and approval of the fiscal year 22 fee and rate proposals. And I'm sorry, I don't have who made the motion, who seconded it in the present time. I assume they'll be in the minutes of the Finance and
That's
Budget Committee when we have those. And
Mhm.
we'll approve those minutes at the next meeting. The committee approved both of those action items. Then Vice Chancellor McClintock gave updates on the fiscal year 21 general fund and trust, auxiliary budgets, and updated financial outlook for fiscal year 21 in business and finance strategic goals. Chief Audit Officer Sharnita Parker presented information items only, which was a summary of completed reports. 3 reports completed this quarter were architectural services allegation, student conduct disciplinary process, and disaster preparedness and continuity of operations. Vice Chancellor Anita Watson provided the committee with an update on fundraising progress, the solicitation plan, engagement plan, and advancement strategic planning. Total dollars received to date is $372,582. There are currently $225,000 in funded proposals that were not included in that first figure in the fiscal 21 total, as the dollars have not yet been received. Excuse me. We continue to see steady growth of new donors with a focus on growing the number of alumni donors. Steady trends for donor participation are reflected across the various constituents. Alumni participation has increased. While the number of alumni donors has increased, the amount of dollars is down. Further progress on fundraising was shared in a summary of the number of proposals submitted, number funded, and the number under review were discussed. Leadership giving for both the foundation board and the board of trustees is at 50% or greater. The 1891 campaign raised $55,058 and brought in 87 first-time donors. Giving Tuesday had 86 donors and raised $59,613, which include a $50,000 gift from the Duke Energy Foundation. An overview of the solicitation plan, the remainder of the year was reviewed. The engagement efforts that took place this fall were reviewed and upcoming plans were shared, which include the ECSU Foundation Scholarship Gala. It will be held virtually on March the 13th. Finally, an update on the strategic plan was given. This concludes the report of Committee on Finance, Audit, and University Advancement.
Thank you, Trustee Culpepper. All right, we move now to our committee report on regional development. Trustee Paul Tyne.
Thank you very much. This will be a fairly typical Zoom presentation as someone has an air blower outside of my window and my dog is mad about it. So we'll see how
That's great. Perfect.
it's the way it goes. During the Committee on Regional Development, we took no action. We received information on Strategic Initiative number 6. The bylaws, charter, and expectations documents have been created for the Board of Visitors. The Economic Summit to be hosted by ECSU was discussed with the next step established of inviting potential regional and state partners to assist with the planning process. DC Wilkins provided an update for the Small Business and Technology Development Center year-to-date data. 220 businesses have been served with 1,890 business counseling hours provided, 11,484,664 of capital formation created, and 850 jobs created or retained. An overview of the state and federal election results was given, highlighting a significant percentage of freshmen in the state legislature, a Republican majority still held in the state House and Senate, and the U.S. Senate awaiting the runoffs of Georgia to be held in January. That concludes the report of the Regional Development Committee.
Thank you, sir. All righty. And I'll bring the report on the Committee on University Governance. Yesterday, we received information on personnel matters. Human Resources presented an overview of findings from the Employee Engagement Survey for 2020. Legal Affairs reviewed the risk register and its relationship to the university strategic plan. Additionally, a Legal Affairs update was discussed in closed session. That concludes the report of the Committee on University Governance. And I'd like now to move to our Chancellor for her report. Chancellor Dixon.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chair Robinson, members of the ECSU Board of Trustees, administrative staff, and guests. Thank you so much for joining us today. As we convene for our December meeting, okay, something happened to my computer. Derek, if you just took control of my screen. Thank you. As we convene for our December meeting, 2020 has indeed been a year for the record books. 2020 vision is how we started out this year, and that's a term that suggests visual clarity or sharpness. With great clarity, we have seen the effects of social injustice, the dreadful effect of a global pandemic, and our ability to pivot in unprecedented times. Transparent and effective communication has afforded us the opportunity to join forces as a team of administrators, faculty, staff, and students, all working together to keep our university progressing during such uncertain times. I maintain an open door to meet with the leadership of the faculty and staff senates to keep open communications going as we continue to make progress. Last week, I hosted 2 town halls to address relevant concerns with our students and employees. Whereas some campuses had to send their students home due to COVID-19 spread, we successfully at ECSU kept our residential students on campus the entire semester while safely managing community spread. And I have to thank Vice Chancellor Gary Brown, his team, my entire cabinet, all of our faculty, staff, Trustee Jimmy Chambers, everyone who contributed to this success. Thank you all so much. And trustees, thank you for trusting in us to do the right thing. Just as we set these clear expectations, and we actually termed it having everyone live up to building a culture of expectation to ensure campus safety this semester, we shared our expectations, we shared our plans, and now we are ready for a safe return in January 2021. The second town hall, which was with employees, celebrated the progress made as we work towards improving employee morale and confidence in leadership. Although, as the Modern Think consultant reported, we have made a dramatic improvement over the 2018 survey. We are committed to continuous improvement to foster a healthy environment where employees love where they work and students love where they live and learn. Earlier this quarter, I hosted small group events to safely celebrate employees' years of service. We are fortunate to have such dedicated employees across the university, just everyone involved, including our groundskeepers, housekeepers, residence hall staff, faculty staff, everyone around the university, the entire community, celebrating what they do to keep us going. During our winter commencement on Saturday, we conferred an honorary Doctor of Public Service degree for ECSU alumna Lenora Jarvis Mackey for her decades of service to the citizens of Northeastern North Carolina. We also were proud to designate the title of Professor Emeritus to Doctors Ronald and Velma Blackman for their dedicated and distinguished service to the Academy during their tenure at ECSU. Although these are challenging times for families, businesses, and institutions of higher learning, I remain clear-eyed in forging our future to ensure the future success and sustainability of this great institution. With our strategic plan as the guide, we will be intentional in our deliberations and decisions to continue moving in the right direction. As my senior leadership team shared during the committee reports yesterday, great things are happening at ECSU. These results are happening because of intentional efforts to be and do our best without excuses. We accept our challenges as opportunities to innovate and reimagine as we discover effective and efficient solutions. We are strategically building our brand to demonstrate to the community, region, state, and nation that ECSU is a viable institution in the UNC system. At this time, I want to transition to a few slides that show some of the progress that you heard about yesterday and again this morning by Trustee Bosworth as she recapped the minutes from yesterday's committee meeting. Here you will see our distinguished honors that were offered at the commencement ceremony. The first picture was Dr. Lenora Mackey, honorary doctorate degree in public service. Congratulations, Dr. Mackey, if you're listening in. And then our distinguished Professor Emeritus status with the Blackmans, Ronald Blackman, Dr. Ronald Blackman, and Dr. Velma Blackman. So we're very happy to have awarded them those distinctions on yesterday. So a couple of slides with our progress that we're making that you heard about yesterday, just to put some visuals to the descriptions you heard about. So this is what the Fine Arts Auditorium looked like before. And I have to say this next picture is not the most recent picture because I was amazed at what I saw in Fine Arts on Saturday for the graduation. But as you can see, the stage has been redone. It is a black stage now. The rails in the front are now black. The wood that you see in the front is gray. The panel, the hardwoods in the front of the leading up to the stage are now a gray with a bluish tint. It is absolutely beautiful. And the carpet, as you will see in the Fine Arts, has been replaced. And it is amazing, as you see on the right of the screen with the gray. So the contrast of colors really set a precedence. I mean, I heard graduates and their families say as they walked in towards the stage, this is beautiful. And hopefully you all will be able to see it in person. But when I talk about, and Alan B.C. Goodson talks about the improvements, people take notice because first impressions mean everything. And when you have a state-of-the-art facility, you want it to look good. Our next picture is Johnson Hall, and mentioned yesterday, we've done some painting, kind of trying to do some upgrades on the appearance of outside the building. This is before, and this is after. The difference a coat of paint makes. and making a building look good from the outside. And you heard me say, trustees, at our last meeting that we are doing all we can to make sure the back side of campus looks just as good as the front of campus. And so we have some other efforts in place, but this is just a visual of what was described yesterday. And here's a picture of a building facing the outside or the back of campus, as I just mentioned, Trig. So you saw last meeting what we did to upgrade the appearance of Lane Hall. Well, because Moore Hall is being renovated with the $8 million MC Bond Connect money, then we're now wanting to make Trig look even better because all three buildings face outward towards that Parkview Drive street. And so this is the after of Trig. Next. And here you see we have done some branding and some upgrades, cosmetic upgrades to our TV station. And the blue there, the branding goes through to the radio station as well, where when I arrived on campus, the radio station had a lot of red in there. Well, it's now blue, Viking blue, and lots of graphics on the walls in both the TV station and the radio station, because as we bring guests to campus to interview them, we want them to see that we have some high quality equipment, and we want them to see their surroundings as being very much taken care of as well, as far as an appearance standpoint and branding for the university. So trustees, that ends my report, but I do want to say it is quite a pleasure to lead Elizabeth City State University. Yesterday, I celebrated my second year as permanent chancellor. And thinking back, Trustee Brown, I know you remember because you were there with me. Thinking back to December 14th of 2018, when Trustee Brown and myself were at the UNC Board of Governors meeting, and I was named Chancellor of Elizabeth City State University. It's been 2 years. It's been a great 2 years. We've made significant progress that some people can't believe you're able to make in such a short period of time. But I am thrilled to lead this university with a great board of trustees who advocates, supports us, and is really there to help guide the ship as we move forward. So thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Board of Trustees, for all that you do. I look forward to the great things that we're going to do in 2021. And this is an exciting time. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chancellor. Can you hear our applause? Our
Yes.
fingers snapping?
Yes, thank you all. Thank you.
Good, good. Great. Before we go into closed session, I know we're going to lose some folks when we come back out. I just want to make sure that they hear on behalf of the Board of Trustees, one, our great joy in being able to serve the Vikings, this entire institution under the leadership of the Chancellor, your great executive team, and all of the staff and faculty. It's just been quite a journey, and we hope that someone on the team, Chancellor, has taken notes, because this is a story to tell. All of the natural disasters that have happened, the man-made disasters that have happened, and still the Vikings prevail, you know, they're just pressing on. So there's a cumulative spirit and great grace that we've enjoyed, and, you know, some of us are taught that we've got to claim that and acknowledge that, and I just wanted to say that on behalf of the board and to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. When we come out of closed session, I don't know who will be with us, and I didn't want us to have this opportunity leave us. But I'm going to ask to do something that's very unorthodox. I'm going to ask everybody to turn their microphones on, and I want us to make some noise in applauding the great grace that we've enjoyed, the leadership and all the faculty, staff, and students. So take your mics off and let's just make some noise. I can cry, yes.
I can cry.
Noise. Very nice, good. Gotta have some energy around that. That's right. Thank you all. All right, I'd like to entertain now a motion from Trustee Brown.
Yes, good morning. Motion to go into closed session. I move that we go into closed session in accordance with North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, Section A, to 3, to consult with our attorney to protect the attorney-client privilege, and 2, to prevent the premature disclosure of an honorary degree, scholarship, prize, or similar award.
Thank you, trustee. May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by
Was
trustee
that
Wilkins.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and roll call.
Roll call for closed session.
Yes.
Trustees Phyllis Bosworth,
Yes.
trustee Brown made the motion. Trustee Bunch,
Yes.
trustee Culpepper,
Yes.
trustee Chambers,
Yes.
trustee Evans. Trustee Evans? Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Tyne?
Yes.
And trustee Wilkins made the second. Okay. We will begin to, one moment before you begin.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any announcements of trustees or staff? Any announcements to be made before we adjourn our meeting? No announcements? Well, then on behalf, did I hear someone announcement? No? On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we certainly would like to just wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, to stay safe, and to please share your bounty with anyone that you see within your eyesight or you hear about who's in need. That could be a prayer or it could be reaching in your pocket. There's opportunity all around us, and to recognize how blessed we are. So I thank you all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing everyone in this new year. God bless.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Happy holidays.